Hey friends, welcome to the VIP Lounge. This is Pillow Talk with
Marcus.
and Nina.
And it's the holiday edition. The holiday edition. The holiday
Oh, look at you.
edition.
You're a good singer. Watch out, Michael Bublé.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be the king of Christmas?
Yeah. Actually, that's an unclaimed role.
Yes, it is.
Shoes to fill is me.
I don't know. Mariah might think you're not king enough for it.
I don't need Mariah.
Neither did Nick Cannon.
That's true. No. She didn't need him.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
needs her.
Ooh.
Ooh. Hot take. So we've got our ugly sweaters on, and today is a special edition for the holidays specifically. If you're traveling, if you're bored at home, or if you just want something to listen to while you're doing cardio working off those calories, we got you.
Or if your parents are fighting in the room downstairs and you just need two other parents, we're here.
Yeah. Listen to us fight, not them.
Yes.
By popular request, we're going to be doing a slightly longer episode, so hopefully you all enjoy this. Come spend some time with us. Just have a good time. Put us on while you're making your holiday ham, or just put us on while you're enjoying a glass of wine right next to the fire. Whatever you're doing, we're here for you.
So today, what I had planned for you is that we were going to read Reddit confessions. But before that, I actually have a confession.
Oh.
I've been looking for other people.
Oh.
He's just like, let me elaborate. Okay, so I was sitting on Instagram one day and I saw a follow come in from this
Feet Finder?
guy. No. OnlyFans?
OnlyFans? Yeah, OnlyFans.
No. If OnlyFans followed me, life
I
changing.
don't even know what we do.
This is the end of the podcast.
Yeah,
This is the
that's
end of the
it.
show.
That's it.
I'm starting a new career.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
It's like one of those situations where you're like, I wouldn't tell anybody that I won the lottery, but there would be signs. Anyway.
A little more gold than other places. That's really funny. Someone named Trelly followed me on Instagram. And at first I was like, who is this adoring new fan of mine?
Oh,
I
yeah.
wonder. And it turns out that Trelly is a new dating app.
Oh, interesting.
And if you guys know anything about us, Marcus and I are actually software engineers. And for my senior capstone, I worked on a dating app. You know, although it didn't really come to like an app store or anything, it was really cool to see that like somebody else had put out a new dating app. So I just kind of wanted to see what that was about.
We also met on a dating app.
We did.
Yeah.
So
For another episode.
that is for another episode. So, that's a loaded statement.
Yeah.
My parents watched this.
Oh,
For all they know, we met at the library.
yeah. We met. I don't even want to say this.
Say it.
We met at a calc exam, practice exam. Anyway.
That topic, heavy. We're like this. Anyways, yeah, that
Like
was
that
really
one?
good.
Yeah, that one.
That was really good. It made me forget what I was gonna say. So we met online. So it really caught my attention because other than like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, how else
Coffee
were people?
Makes Bagel. There's a lot.
I don't know. It's been like 6 years since I was actively dating.
But there's a lot of options out there.
Yes, it is a new take. It's very interesting. I'm just really eager to kind of see like what other ideas people are coming up with to meet other people.
I like it when people come up with new solutions because there's always problems with how things are currently done. So I like the idea of kind of that problem solving and brainstorming.
So what do I do when I have a crush on someone that, you know, I don't know that followed me? I follow them back.
Yeah. You follow them back and you like all their posts.
Exactly. That's what I did. I was like, can you like notice me?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe like hire me.
Yeah.
Maybe like talk to me. I haven't escalated to commenting on their posts or looking at their Spotify playlist yet.
Yeah.
So I got that confession off of my chest. I hope it
I
didn't.
forgive you.
Okay. I was gonna say I hope it didn't break your heart, but you know you were quick to forgive. Okay, so I'm glad that all is forgiven. Everything's great. So we'll start with reading some Reddit confessions.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to start off with something juicy. So I picked a few short ones because I can't popcorn read. But I thought these were pretty juicy and I wanted to, you know, since it's the holiday season, there's a lot of storytelling. I heard horror stories is like a tradition, people, or like ghost stories or something like that. We're gonna start off with a scary one first. It's short but scary.
Spoopy.
Okay, the title is I make copies of other people's keys for my personal use.
Oh.
So it reads, whenever anyone lets me borrow a key, usually to their house in order to pet sit, the first thing I do is go to Walmart and make a copy of that key for personal use after they ask for it back. I never break into houses and steal anything other than food or maybe alcohol, but I love the feeling of being able to effortlessly enter a place I don't know, I don't belong without anyone's knowledge. I have keys to multiple people's houses and a couple of building and garages from my old job.
Whoa.
Yeah. That is like my irrational fear becoming rational.
Yeah.
And I think about that all the time when people are like Airbnb hosts, because that's why they have like those padlocks now. But for the few that use a traditional key, I'm just wondering like,
no, I almost think nobody that does Airbnb actually does a traditional like key. They do like a digital key lock. That kind of makes me worried to have somebody even house it, because you never know. You never know the type of people that you have. Even if it's somebody that you really trust, do you really ever know them?
Yeah, no, literally. Be careful. The top comment said, I don't steal anything except for the stuff that I steal.
Actually, you're right. I don't really steal stuff, except I do steal stuff.
I steal food and alcohol. That's it.
Why is that something that you would confess?
I don't know.
Can't you like...
Unless you feel bad about it, but they didn't even sound like they felt bad about it.
No, but especially nowadays, so easy to track like IP or the user. I mean, sometimes people also just make up stories online about stuff like that. You never really know.
This is kind of specific. I would say like, I never want to say like nothing is impossible if it's like something like this. I'm sure it's existed somewhere. Like somebody has done this before.
Yeah.
Okay, the second one. I run a fake restaurant on a delivery app. And then it reads, I registered a company, bought all the takeaway boxes from Amazon, signed up for a few delivery apps, made a few social media accounts, and printed leaflets that I drop in mailboxes. I resell microwaved meals. On some meals, I add something to make the box look better, like cheese. So far, at around 200 pounds a day in revenue.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's in the UK.
Yeah. Nobody suspects a thing. Soon someone will come for a hygiene inspection, but I'll pass that check without any problems. It's not illegal to operate out of your own kitchen. Should I feel bad? I feel kind of proud, to be fair, and free as a bird from my 9-to-5 life.
Honestly, I think that that's really genius. No, like not trying to blow smoke up his ass or anything. It's kind of smart, because there was somebody that was on either Instagram or TikTok or somebody that was doing the same thing, but with school lunches or like school meals. So
like
you have
selling them to kids?
No, so he has a whole bunch of those credits, because every university forces you to buy meal plans, right? So there's a bunch of unused meal plans. And so he takes those meal plans, goes to purchase whatever he needs to, even though he doesn't really eat it, because he has like other food that he would rather eat.
Yeah.
And then what he does is he takes it back to his apartment or his dorm room, cooks it in some other way, like makes it better, and then sells them out the door for $5 or whatever. Whatever it costs. So he was saying that like he wasn't making too much in terms of revenue, but people were coming in enough to where he was able to sustainably make his normal grocery costs worth of food in like a week, which that's completely valid. I think that that's a great business like model, especially if people are willing to buy it. Yeah.
Morally, honestly, hot take, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing this, first of all.
No.
I think the people that are hating on him just hate that it's an easy side hustle that, you know.
I think it goes to show that for more people in the world, if you can't tell the difference between microwave food and not microwave, I'm not saying that everybody needs to be like Gordon Ramsay, right? First bite is like, you don't have to know in detail what every food tastes like, but if you can't tell the difference, that goes to show that, hey, you know, maybe you could have spent less money, bought yourself a frozen meal that was the exact same thing that you would have bought.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like, if you're ordering on like a delivery app, you're already ordering for convenience. Oh boy. This one is a crazy one.
This one's a juicy one.
Okay. The title is, I slept with my daughter's ex-boyfriend. He got me pregnant and I had an abortion. They got back together and they're married.
What?
Oh my God.
That's juicy.
I read this and my jaw was like, girl. She says, this was back in maybe 1997. I was 38 and my daughter was 18. She was dating a guy named Harry who was 24. I was an alcoholic and dabbled in other drugs, mostly cocaine. I was not a good person, let alone mother. Not like I was abusive to my daughter or anything, but I was generally inattentive and cared more about the alcohol and drugs than her. especially in her teen years. I am 14 years sober now. I disapproved of my daughter dating Harry, but I never told her why. He would flirt with me constantly, and the age difference also creeped me out. Also, he was an alcoholic.
Wait, creeped you out, but not enough for you to sleep with him.
Yes. I was like, wait, so you're 38, he's 24, and she is 18 when this is happening. Also, he was an alcoholic and drug user just like me. She broke up with him over his alcoholism. Soon after she moved away, not too far, but regardless, she didn't want to live with me anymore. Harry kept calling me and asking if he wanted to get drinks. I turned him down, but then one day he said he had a bunch of coke I couldn't resist. He came over, we did the coke, and we ended up having sex. Oh my god.
Whoa.
He was a very good looking guy. He looked a lot like that ridiculous 80s Justin Bieber picture that was on the front page today. This was actually what made me think about him. And
ridiculous 80s Justin, wait, what?
if you have not seen it, it is like, you know, there's like a YouTube channel that makes 80s and 70s remixes of pop songs.
Oh, yeah.
But like when they do that, they give like the artist like the haircut and the clothes. So I seen it and I'm like, ugh.
Your standards when you're on coke are probably not the highest.
Not to mention in that photo that they like photoshopped him with the mullet and the leather jacket. He was underage in that photo, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Doesn't bode well for this lady.
Anyways, if he's not underage, sorry, but the age gap is still...
I don't have anything wrong with the age gap necessarily. What I have wrong with this whole situation is that you did coke and then slept with your daughter's boyfriend.
Okay, yeah. To clarify, age gap couples, as long as you are of age and both consenting, awesome. No, that's all I have to say.
I don't have anything against...
I won't judge, yeah.
I don't have anything against age gap or whatever, but that's not even my problem with this situation.
Yeah.
Like, there are more problems with what is happening than just like the age gap that was there. The fact that she's also like, yeah, ew, he's younger than me, but then also decides to sleep with him because he's on coke, or both of you are on coke.
Girl, I will never yuck your yum, but you know this, it's pretty yucky. It's pretty yucky.
Hot take. There are certain instances where you can kink shame.
If somebody gets hurt.
There are more instances than that.
We will save that for another day.
Fine.
We will save that for another day. Anyways, for the next few months, maybe like 3 to 4 months, he would sometimes come over and we would have sex and do drugs and get drunk together. Any drug addict knows what this is like to have a drug addict buddy in this way. And then I got pregnant. I knew it was by him. I had sex without a condom a few times stupidly. I never told him I was pregnant, and I went and got the abortion and kept it a secret. Anyways, I stopped seeing him after that. It was too weird. What?
I feel like you should tell them that, like, hey, you know, there was a kid.
In the modern day, okay, this is back in like 1997. In the modern day, I think it would be nice for a woman to tell like their partner, assuming that they were now romantically involved, that, hey, we have a baby. But if they're like not involved in any way, I feel like she doesn't have an obligation to tell him. She could, well, okay, I want to say, if it was me, I would always say like, hey, like this happened.
No, the problem for me is not that it's whether she has an obligation or not, but, and I'm sure she probably had a reason to just break off with him when she told him at the time, but I feel like it's weird just to be like, oh, you know, 3 weeks after of doing this, she's like, oh, you know, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. It just doesn't make sense to me that if you're gonna have this weird relationship, this weird situation, and then all of a sudden you're just like, hey, we're gonna cut things off. It just seems suspect. Like, it's so sus to be.
I bet it was so complicated though. Like when you're like in that headspace and like this happens.
Yeah, coke is real complicated.
No, it is. Like, I would say that, yeah, like your mind is altered and, you know, you can't really feel or think as clearly as you would like. And I feel like after something like this, an abortion for a woman is so crazy. It's like traumatic. So I feel like, yeah, maybe she just wanted some time to herself. At this time, I also got sober for like 4 months before relapsing. Fast forward 2 years and my daughter contacts me and tells me that she got back with Harry and that he is also fully sober. I was mortified, honestly. He was going to tell her that we slept together and she's going to hate me for the rest of my life.
Two thoughts. In that situation, should she tell her first before she finds out? And the second one is, did he get sober because of her? Like, oh, I got sober, I'm going to get back with your daughter to see you more often.
That's crazy. Okay, well, to be honest, I didn't read the whole thing. So like, I also don't know how it ends. They came over one day and said hi, and when my daughter was gone, Harry told me that there is no reason to tell her about what happened. I also agreed. It's been 16 years of marriage on their part. They have a kid together.
Whoa.
Harry got cancer and then beat it. I got sober. That's basically it. I don't see them very often. They live in Texas and I live on the East Coast. But whenever I do, there's always that tension between me and Harry. It's literally the first thing that comes to either of our minds. I can just tell. Not like sexual tension. Like, why did we have to do that? What the fuck is wrong with us kind of tension? I think about this often, especially when I see my grandson. I always think that that could have been my son if things had gone differently. But wow, what a disaster that would have been if I decided to keep that child. Whoa.
Some people have too many problems in their lives. Too much drama.
That is pretty heavy.
I feel the worst for the daughter in this case,
Yeah.
because both of them should have told her that this happened.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense to me that you as a parent did that to your kid and then hold it against them, or not hold it against them, but just withhold that information. And then you as like a husband with a kid now with this girl decides not to tell her about your past.
And it's crazy from the mom's perspective because she knew that she had a kid with Harry. We're going to end with a lighter one. The title is, I found out my dead best friend was in love with my wife. Your face.
Interesting.
It reads, I'm writing this as a confession because I don't know where else to speak about this and I don't want my kids finding out on my main account. My friend died a few months back due to heart problems. He was taking care of himself, so it was a shock to everyone, especially his wife who was with him at their house when he died. Due to this, she decided to move somewhere else, and because she and her daughter were still distraught, she asked me to pack up his stuff. He had some boxes in his basement, and after a while I started feeling nostalgic and decided to look into them. I found pictures of us from when we were kids all the way to before we were married. That was enough to make me feel bad, and I just got back to taping them up. But one of the boxes seemed to be in much better condition, so I decided to check it in case it was something important. To my surprise, I found pictures of him and my wife from when we used to hang out together, as well as more recent pictures from our family reunions. The most recent being from my wife's birthday party.
Ooh.
Alongside the pictures were letters that he never sent to her. The first one dated 2 months before I even met her. The last one was also the same date of her birthday party. And there was another one that stood out the most after I started dating her. He wrote that his time had passed, and since my happiness was as important as his own, he would continue to watch over both of us. I'll keep his box safe since it isn't my secret to reveal. That is so sweet.
No, it's not.
Yes, because
It's creepy.
no, it's creepy that he collected it even though he had a wife. Like,
It's not just creepy. Like, if you're both in a relationship, a romantic relationship, and one of you has a friend or it's a mutual friend or whatever, and that friend is in love with one of you, and this whole time is collecting stuff, fawning over this person.
what could have been.
Yeah, it's weird. It's creepy.
So it's weird in that aspect, and I definitely agree with you because some of them were as recent as his wife's birthday party.
Right, because
he was doing this when he was married.
Yeah.
And what's it called? He also wrote one letter before they started dating, addressed to his best friend's wife.
Yeah.
And then one to before even her birthday party.
Exactly. So it's not like if they were in high school, or if they were like in middle school and they're like, oh, this person that you ended up marrying was my high school like crush or whatever, and I just never got over her. That's one thing. But it's another thing to be like, oh, I'm actively trying.
Like, you're feeling these feelings.
Yeah, I'm actively feeling these emotions towards your wife. That's weird. That's creepy. It's not an awe moment.
No, I think the awe part comes from, for me at least, it comes from, it looks like he read the letter. He said he wrote that his time had passed, and since his best friend's happiness was as important as his own, he would watch over us.
Yeah.
So I think like,
I don't want somebody watching over me if that's the case.
no, I think it's it's almost like a therapeutic thing for him where like he feels like he missed out on something, but he saw that his own best friend and this girl were way happier together than what he could ever be with this girl. He's like, my time has passed. I'm just gonna let it be. And like the fact that he only wrote 2 letters, I feel like this is like my final goodbye. Like it's his own way of saying goodbye.
That's fine.
So I'm like, I just want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I was like, oh, that's so
I still
sad.
think it's weird.
But you're married. You're married. That's a big no. And that's all the Reddit confessions I have for today.
Nice. Yeah, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is for the male audience.
Oh my God.
So recently, we've been watching a lot of Fast and Furious.
Oh my God.
I got her on that. I got Nina on Fast and Furious.
It went okay, my reaction went from oh my god to oh my god.
Yep. Listen up, people. Fast and Furious plot, not bad.
I'm a car girl now.
Yeah. The other day she was like, you know what? Maybe I'm converted into a car girl.
Yeah, you're gonna
family.
you're gonna blur out the curse words, right?
Sure.
Yeah, at first, all the movies from like 1 to 3, I'm sure it's gonna be 1 to 10, but
Yeah.
1 to 3, maybe 4. I'm just like, why are these girls shaking their ass and titties all over the place? My husband watches these movies. My husband uses this app. Come on, we gotta censor it.
What do you think so far? We're on the 7th movie, but technically it's the 6th movie that we just finished in the series because we already watched Tokyo Drift. Anybody who knows the whole storyline, Tokyo Drift happens after the 6th one, between the 6th and the 7th. What do you think of the plot so far?
Oh, the 6th was the best so far. Like,
She thinks every one that comes after the other has been better than the one before.
yeah.
One, it's budget. Two, it's just the timing.
Yes. Well, I think
The first one was made in what, 2001?
yeah, I
They
think
can only
so,
get better
actually.
after that.
Yeah. The 5th and the 6th one I really enjoyed for a variety of reasons. Okay, so the plot was better, and then I love movies where they have like different people that can do
Yeah.
different things. It's like Avengers, where like they come
She's
together.
compared-
Oh, it's
yeah,
amazing.
She compared it to Avengers.
It's exhilarating. Where like they come together and they do like this final boss battle. It's awesome. It's amazing. And 3, Dwayne the Rock Johnson's in it.
Yep.
This is for the female
He
audience.
said I'm a big fan.
No, this is for the yes, but this is for the female audience. Nothing gets better than 2 strong bald men fighting each other. It's just like, wow, they're throwing each other around.
Oh my gosh. Actually, no, the funny one was when they introduced the other bald guy that was supposed to be Dom Toretto, but it wasn't. It was the British guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just have a bunch of bald, strong dudes running
Yeah.
around.
I was like, wow, 3 bald
3
guys.
bald guys.
Oh my god. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than that. Take notes. You got to be bald and strong.
Yes.
Yes. Is that the ideal dad bod?
No, I like a silver fox.
Oh.
Yeah. Or like a, what's it called? Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
It gives me like,
No Dom Toretto white wife beater.
sometimes when I
Sometimes
hear,
you need that.
no, sometimes,
no.
oh no, I need the him, that part, this could be spoiler, but like,
Family.
no, I say this could be a spoiler, but anyone born before the 2000 has probably already seen like,
Yeah, it's only you that hasn't watched anything.
yeah, yeah. They've probably followed the series from like when childhood up to
Yep.
now. But the part where Letty is like falling, like she gets knocked off the tank, and then Dom jumps off off of his car to kind of like over the bridge to like catch her and like land
Yeah,
on
the
the other
super
side.
unrealistic scene of crossing over the bridge.
Love finds a way, babe. I was like, yes, yes. So it's not that he's bald. It's just that he's strong.
It's the family.
Yes, yes. I noticed like the first movie, he had like the low voice, but like he was trying to do the low voice because like Vin Diesel is like really young.
I think that the voice that he has is just him.
I think not. Let me tell you why. So in the first movie, it's given that he's gonna want to do like a lower voice because it just seems more intimidating as like a, you know, like a criminal dude in the 2000s. But then each movie that goes by, his voice gets a little like deeper, but like in a way where I'm just like, whenever I hear it, I heard it especially in the 6th movie, I was like, clear your throat.
He does the raspy. My name's Don Toretto.
It just sounds like you just have phlegm in your throat.
That's probably how he does it.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, you heard me like when we were talking during the movie. I was like, you're good at that.
So we're going to play a little bit of a game. We're going to do a little bit of Harry Potter house matching. Who would you be if you were in the Fast and Furious movies?
Who would I be? A part of me wishes I could be Giselle. I can't. I saw that girl hanging for her life off the side of that airplane in the car. I can't even hold on to a bar for more than 3 seconds. So I can't be Letty because
She's too badass.
yeah, she's too mean. She's a little scary. Can't be Brian because I can't drive.
You're right. Driving backwards makes you dizzy.
I would be Jack.
The baby?
The baby.
Undecided about cars at this point.
Yes.
Doesn't really know what he's doing. It's just a baby.
It's the best of both worlds. You don't have to do anything. Everybody thinks you're cute, and then your uncle wants to build you a car.
That's true. Okay.
And he's the Italian badass.
Yeah, he's half Italian and half Caucasian.
A gelato.
Have you changed your thoughts about whether or not, or did you even make an opinion about whether or not import cars or muscle cars are better?
Import.
Oh, she said
Import. And you know why?
O'Connor.
You know why? I seen Tokyo, the Tokyo 3. So I seen Tokyo Drift. The drifting skills, crazy.
She says I have a respect for them.
Yeah. Nothing against American Muscle, because as they say, nothing beats American Muscle.
The last movie he drifted, Dom Toretto drifted with his V8.
Yeah, because he's
his
an American
car.
Muscle. Well,
Yeah.
that's for the American audience.
Oh, okay,
the rest of the world, you want to use import cars.
Oh, okay, whatever.
I'm undecided.
Okay.
I like both, but I think
That's
import.
why you're Jack.
Yeah. But I like import because I like Suki's car.
Yeah.
It was so
That's what I was
cute.
gonna say. You were gonna be Suki.
Yeah, but she's like, I only saw her once. What about you? Who would you be in import or American Muscle?
I actually really like the look of the import cars. I just like the GTR look, where it's a little bit like rounder, not so blocky, boxy. I don't mind the American Muscle cars, but it's just I prefer some of the mods and the stuff that they had in Tokyo Drift.
Oh no, you like the GTR, but not the GTA.
Okay, yeah, sure. In terms of who I would be, I think I would put myself between like Brian O'Connor and Han. I think the scene for you where you're like your Han is the scene where he's talking to Giselle in
she was like
6.
She's like, let's settle. She's like, where? She's like, we talked about Tokyo. And it circles back to the third movie. Oh my god, he dies.
Yep.
Oh. How am I gonna watch the rest of the movie? I loved it because like they were like all like a team. How can I get it better?
No, it's like when Black Widow dies, then
Oh
Iron
my
Man
God.
dies, you know?
Oh yes, when Iron Man died, nothing was the same anymore.
Okay, that's a huge spoiler, I guess. Actually, you know,
Who
if you-
has not seen
yeah,
it?
if you haven't watched it by this point, it's fine to spoil because
Okay,
you
I
need to
say-
get up with the times.
I say who has not seen it, but I literally just saw it this year.
Yeah. We're going to transition over to We're Not Really Strangers, Couples Edition.
The couples edition.
We don't play the family edition around here.
Oh god.
We're going to start back off with 1. So we did our poll. Looks like it's tied 50-50. So half of you all liked level 1, which is perception, and the other half of you like level 3, which is reflection. So we decided that we're just gonna, for every episode, play through each one, and so we're gonna start back with level 1 because we last played level 3.
What did you think my type was before we met?
Okay. Honestly, I have no clue. I knew nothing about you when we first met.
I mean,
if I were to just look at you,
feel like we
no, I want to say like when we first met, like when we first started talking, I would have thought that you were a very quiet person, so you were more likely to go for a person who was also just as quiet.
I don't know if I have a type. I especially like quiet guys, the ones that keep to themselves, because it's just this chaotic part of me that's like, you look too peaceful right now. And if I'm already attracted to you and you're quiet, I just want to put you in my hands and just squeeze you. That's when I first met you. I was like, perfect. It's not like I had like an imagination for what my type looked like or like how they acted, because I know some girls are really specific, like, oh, he has to be like 6 foot, he has to have like a size 13 feet, you know.
That's also all like so superficial.
That's, I mean, that's, or like some people are just like, he can only never snore, he never farts, things like that. But for me, it was more like, if he's intelligent, like he's willing to learn things to, you know, to better himself or like support us, if he's nice, and, you know, if he's quiet. I attribute the quality of being quiet to being like, you know your own worth and you know your own peace.
Okay.
So
The silent killer.
Oh my god. No.
An assassin. All right.
No. Oh yeah, I mean, like he moves in silence is
Oh,
what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
he knows like what he needs to do in order to be successful, and I think that's so hot. But I also think it's cute because that
Hear
also
that?
means,
Write that down.
yeah. I guess that also means that on a personal like level, they're quiet and introverted.
What do I dislike that most people love?
That most people love.
Mm-hmm.
You dislike partying.
Yeah. Very true.
Like, not like hosting people to party, but like,
I'm a very good host.
yes, you are. But you hate like when people like go to the clubs, go crazy, go stupid. Like, we're gonna blow our cash. We're gonna pit bull this. You make all your rent, but it's not enough. And then you gotta spend it on one night.
Well, it's funny because that's like one of my favorite songs.
I know. I know. We've listened to that song going to the farmer's market.
But I internalize. I can appreciate. I guess I would describe that as I can appreciate the thought of doing a lot of stuff, but all that happens in my head. You know, the go crazy part. It's like it's all in my head.
Yeah.
But then when I actually do it, I'm like, oh, you know,
This is not cool.
yeah, this is not cool. No, it's not. It's not that it's not cool. I just don't think that it's worth my time.
Yeah.
I'm a very like time, money, value person.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I can enjoy it in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is I can fabricate it in my head and enjoy it just as much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it to happen for me to still enjoy it.
I wish I answered that question earlier about you, about your type.
Oh yeah, you want to answer it?
Yeah, question.
She
again.
want to go back to it. What did you think my type was when we first met?
Not me.
Okay, what do you think it was?
Okay, when I first met you, mind you, okay, at this time I was dating people that how do I say this? They didn't particularly care about like small things. So things like where they were staying, how are they presenting themselves, like how are they were treating me. So it was weird because dating, or when I first met you, I thought your type would be like a skinny, pretty little like California girl, tan, blonde girl, surfing, also goes to the farmer's market, eats organic, does yoga on Sunday type of girl, but also is like, I live in a giant Midwest home because I founded the next cure to cancer type of girl. So
That's money though. That's like next level money.
I would marry her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But anyways, I feel like when I first met you, I was like, I am totally like out of my league. Like, I'm not any of those girls. I'm like some goofy Asian girl that had to go to ESL and still can't properly speak English sometimes. I didn't know what Fast and Furious was.
You didn't know who Ed Sheeran was.
I didn't know who Ed Sheeran was.
You didn't know who Taylor Swift was.
Yes. Okay. This is how, not insecure, but like how little I was connected to like how different our
Culture.
circles, our pop culture, like how different our circles were. When I first met Marcus, he sent me some, like he said like, oh, this is my name on Spotify.
No, I didn't even send that to you.
Oh, really? You did?
You stalked me on that.
Okay. Anyways.
This creepo ass stalked me on Spotify.
I did the FBI like search and rescue.
This is not FBI level searching.
It is.
Why were you in my Spotify? Tell the people why you were in my Spotify.
Okay, so the reason, so I this is how different our circles were, okay? I totally did not know anything that like he was a part of in his life, and that included like, oh, like going to his Spotify, finding out like his Spotify. I looked at his playlist and I was like, I don't know who any of these people are. And granted, it's not even things like Linkin Park or like Green Day. It's like some Taylor Swift songs I've never heard. Ed Sheeran. I was like, who is an Ed Sheeran? And
Who's Ed?
Who's Ed? And it was like other things like that. I just didn't know. So I went through the playlist. I looked at every single song and I listened to every single song just so that the next time we met, I would be like, yeah, I like Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, I'm cultured.
Yeah, I was so...
I know who the Joe Bros are.
I was like, I listened to Green Day.
Oh, yeah.
I listened to Blue Day too. I was so worried that you were gonna ask me what song I liked from the artist. So I was gonna be like, I don't know, like
I like them all.
I like you know, that one song by Green Day, like what's it called? American Idiot. You know, it's kind of my favorite song. Ideally he would be like, oh my god, me too.
Oh my god.
And it worked.
Anyway, yeah, I guess it worked well enough. No, I wouldn't even care. Now that I know that you know nothing about pop culture, it doesn't even matter. It's honestly more fun to show you new things that I've already watched that you haven't ever seen or like heard about.
It's pretty cool. It's like I'm from a different planet and I just came here.
Yeah, you Patrick Star under a rock.
Hey, hey. I'd like to think I'm like Wally.
Oh, Okay. Thank you all so much for watching and tuning into this special holiday edition of Pillow Talk. My name is Marcus.
And I'm Nina.
Hopefully you enjoyed this while you were getting away from the holiday noise, or maybe you were cooking, whatever you were doing. I'm glad you tuned in. It's been a great time. However you consumed it, I hope you leave us a like or a follow. Check us out on our social medias as well. And also toss us more topics or anything that you want to hear us talk about. Make sure to check out the Spotify poll or Q&A at the end of the podcast. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, that's all we've got. Peace.